Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. There's something affecting millions of people right now. Not a disease, not poverty, not even lack of opportunity, but a mindset. A silent, creeping, destructive mindset that ruins dreams, kills potential, and leaves people stuck in lives far below what they're capable of. And that mindset is comfort over growth. Yes, choosing comfort, ease, and safety over challenge, risk, and personal evolution is the mindset that is slowly destroying your life. We live in a world that encourages us to avoid discomfort, escape failure, and seek pleasure. But the reality is, the more you avoid pain, the more you avoid progress. There's a dangerous pattern that begins to form in our minds when we start prioritizing safety and comfort over challenge and growth. It begins subtly, with small choices like saying no to something difficult, avoiding something unfamiliar, or putting off something important. But over time, these small choices become habits, and those habits become a mindset. A mindset that teaches us to avoid failure at all costs. And that fear of failure doesn't just stop us from making mistakes, it stops us from trying altogether. We begin to fear taking any kind of risk, even when the potential reward could change our lives. We hesitate to apply for that job, to start that business, to share our talents because we think, what if I fail? But failure isn't the problem. Fear is. Every successful person has failed. The difference is, they didn't let the fear stop them from starting. The fear of failure is not protecting you. It's trapping you. It convinces you that failure is something to be ashamed of, rather than something to learn from. And when the fear becomes your compass, you only go where it's safe. But nothing great was ever built in safety. Then once fear takes root, we begin to settle. We tell ourselves, this is enough, even when we know we're capable of more. We shrink our dreams to match our current circumstances instead of expanding our efforts to reach higher. You see it everywhere. People with massive potential living small lives not because they have to, but because they've accepted the lie that they shouldn't want more. They stop striving, not because they've reached their limits, but because it's more comfortable to lower their expectations than to raise their standards. That comfort becomes a quiet form of surrender. And slowly they forget who they were meant to be. As time goes on, we stop seeing growth as necessary. It becomes something nice to do, like reading a book once a year or watching a motivational video when we're in a slump. But growth isn't a luxury, it's a requirement. If you're not actively growing, you're not standing still, you're falling behind. The world is moving forward, and if you're not evolving with it, you're getting left behind. Sticking to what you know, doing what's easy, and avoiding challenge might feel good for now. But that mindset is robbing you of your future. Real progress only comes from doing things that stretch you, challenge you, and sometimes even break you down so you can rebuild stronger. This comfort-first mindset also makes you deeply dependent on the approval of others. You start making choices not based on what's right for you, but on how others will respond. You stay quiet in meetings, not because you have nothing to say, but because you're scared to be judged. You avoid taking a different path in life, because you fear what friends, family, or society might think. You conform to fit in, even if it means giving up parts of yourself. And the tragedy is this. When you live your life trying to be accepted by everyone else, you often lose yourself in the process. You can never find fulfillment while living someone else's definition of success. Comfort also teaches you to delay action, to wait for the perfect moment. You tell yourself you'll start the diet after the weekend, launch the idea next month, have the hard conversation when the time is right. But that time never comes. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. And every time you avoid doing something uncomfortable, you strengthen the part of your brain that says, let's just do it tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes next week, then next year, then never. The reality is, avoiding discomfort doesn't give you peace. It gives you regret. The uncomfortable things you avoid today are often the very things that would set you free tomorrow. Finally, perhaps the most damaging belief this mindset instills is the idea that you can't change, That who you are now, your habits, your flaws, your failures is all you'll ever be. You start saying things like, "This is just the way I am," or "People like me don't do things like that." That's not humility. That's self-imposed. Limitation. You weren't born to stay the same. Growth is not only possible, it's natural. But if you believe that change is out of reach, you won't even try. You'll live on repeat, reliving the same problems, the same doubts, the same excuses year after year. But here's the truth. You are not broken. You are not stuck. You are simply trapped in a mindset that you can break free from. And the moment you start choosing growth over comfort, just once, then twice, then every day, you begin to reclaim your life. You start moving forward. You rediscover your power. You start becoming the person you were always meant to be. So if anything I've said today resonates with you, if you feel that little pull in your gut that says you're meant for more, listen to it. That voice is real. That feeling is your potential knocking on the door. Don't let comfort keep you trapped. Open the door. Step into the growth. Take the risk. Do the hard thing. And watch how your life begins to change. Because the mindset that is slowly destroying your life only has power if you let it. So I ask you today, are you living a life of comfort or a life of purpose? Because you can't have both. Your future self is waiting on the other side of discomfort, of discipline, of growth. The life you want is not found in ease, it's found in effort. The mindset of comfort first is not harmless, it's deadly. It's slowly killing your ambition, your creativity, your passion. But here's the good news. Mindsets can be changed. Choose growth. Choose challenge. Choose the hard path today so you can live the free path tomorrow. Because the mindset that's slowly destroying your life only has power if you let it. Thank you